which UFC fighters carried their respective divisions on their backs this year. Okay, 2024 is coming to an end, and it's time to rank which fighters carried their divisions, which were the most active, and which were the most exciting. You have to be both, okay? That's the rules of this video. You have to be active, and you have to put on entertaining fights. That's basically what this video is about. We'll do one fighter per division, and I'll also do an honorable mention for each division because this is a pretty hard video to decide, narrow it down to one single fighter. I probably should realistically do multiple fighters per division, but we don't got time for that shit, okay? Starting with the flyweight division. Good old flyweights, okay? We got Joshua Van, and in my opinion, this is not even close. There's one other fighter that I think stands out that I will mention later, but Joshua Van has fought 4 times this year. He went 3-1, okay? So it's not like he's just putting on entertaining fights and losing them all. Okay, he's winning most of his fights, okay? He's lost once before in his career before. It's not like this year was his first time losing, but he did lose, and that was very sad to watch. He got chinned. This dude loves putting his chin on the platter for our entertainment, dude. These fighters, we don't deserve them. And he's only like 24 years old, so it's kind of rough getting finished like that, badly, brutally, this early on in your career. But it's okay, okay? He still has lots of potential. A bit chinny at times, but Joshua Van will never give us a boring fight, okay? Every single time he fights, you got to tune in. He's going to be putting his life on the line, going to war, going for the finish every fight. I do think he probably could have got a finish over Cody Durden in his most recent matchup where he got a very dominant decision win, but hey, it was smart, okay? He didn't just put his chin on the line. He was winning very dominantly. I mean, the first round started off a bit rough, getting taken down and controlled, but it's not like he got ground and pounded on or got any significant damage given to him, So he did very good in that matchup, bounced back, adapted, started defending the takedowns immediately towards the end of the first round, and just put on a masterclass. Outboxed Cody Durden. He started off the year knocking out Felipe Bunez. Then he got knocked out by Johnson, which Charles Johnson is my honorable mention. Okay, he's been very active. I think he fought 4 times this year as well, if not 3 times. He's not putting on as exciting fights as Joshua Van. That's why I edged it out to Van. Jesus, I can't fucking talk. And yeah, then he had a war, a back and forth crazy ass barn burner, as Dana would fucking say, against Edgar Chairez. That fight could have went either way. Joshua Van started off almost getting finished, I think, in the first round or the early second, but then he came back and just beat the fuck out of Chairez to a decision, okay? That is back-to-back decisions, He's not just finishing everybody, but it's flyweight, all right? You can't expect these guys to be knocking people out that often, okay? They don't have that much power to throw around. They don't have that much weight to utilize, unfortunately. It's just bantamweight skill with less power. That's really just how you have to see flyweight. It's very skilled. I hate on this division probably too much because it's getting a little better. We have Manel Kape bouncing back finally. We thought we had Bruno Silva, a very good prospect on a crazy win streak, but yeah, Manel Kape said, I am the next. Fuck that, all right? He is next. He probably will only have to fight one more time and win before he gets a title shot because, yeah, there's not much else, There are other people. Like we have, who's that guy who just won his first debut fight? That I don't know his name, but we have some more flyweight people. We have some more exciting names, some hopeful prospects. I'm hopeful in, at least. It's hard believing in these guys, but we gotta believe in some of them. Moving on to the bantamweight division, and honestly, I did really struggle to pick this one. I'm probably forgetting somebody who's outside of the rankings, very unknown, that I just forgot about. Maybe not, but I'm gonna have to give it to Peter Yan. Okay, he bounced back in this year crazily after like a 2 or 3 loss streak. Whatever you want to say about the Sean O'Malley loss, it still was a very competitive fight that the judges edged him out against. So, he was on a loss streak. That knee against Aljo just started the bro's downfall, and he said, fuck that, I'm correcting that, and now he's on a 2-fight winning streak against very impressive names, giving us only two. That's why I feel like this one isn't as clear, but he's giving us insane matchups, okay? And he's giving us 5-round fights. Not always, but against Song Yadong, he started out rough in the first round, but Yan is a very slow starter. We all know that. And he came back, putting on a masterclass. I can't believe people say Song Yadong won that fight, dude. Song Yadong has a good right hand and some decent grappling, and that's all the bro has. He'll never be champion. I ain't hating, but I mean, I'm kind of hating. You know, he's overrated. Yeah, and Peter Yan showed him who he is, bro. I'm a fucking champion, okay? I love Peter Yan, man. We all love Peter Yan. So excited. And he probably had the most wholesome moment after beating Figueiredo in a 5-round, basically masterclass. I mean, he was competitive, but there's probably an argument that Yan won 4, if not 5 rounds, you know? Very good fight, very high output, very just exciting. He implemented the takedowns when he had to. His takedowns are so creative and unique and just beautiful. I love them, all right? And yeah, he's still the best boxer in the UFC, probably easily the best boxer in this division, you know? And he's coming back for that title. It's going to be hard if Merab is there. You know, he might have to fight Merab in a rematch if Merab loses the title to Umar to get a title shot, which is a rough one. I'm going to be real. Because if you can't finish Merab, then it's going to be hard to out-cardio him, you know, especially with Jan's grappling that isn't that good at holding people down and controlling them. He really struggles at that. And yeah, he can hurt people. He can ground and pound, but it's hard to finish Merab, man. I don't think Umar will. I think that fight will go to decision guaranteed. If not, Umar subbing him. I don't think you can ground and pound TKO Merab. He's just too stubborn. The refs clearly have shown that they love giving this guy chances to come back. No matter what, they are not going to stop it. But you never know. It could happen. So yeah, Peter Yan deserves this. Very wholesome moments. Him coming back this year. And his son saying that shit on the mic was so wholesome and just amazing. That's definitely his son. All right, we know that's his son, okay? Bro, he got some attitude like Peter Yan. But yeah, we're going to move on. There's not much to say at the Bantamweight division. None of these guys are fucking active, all right? None of them stay active. It's bullshit. Moving on to the Featherweight division, okay? We obviously have Diego Lopez, all right? It's not really a competition here. You know, you can argue that my honorable mention, obviously, in Ilia Topuria is the fighter, or not the fighter of the year. He's obviously the fighter of the year. If Poatan beats him, then that's just bullshit, okay? But I don't care, okay? This is per division. Who carried the division? Who gave us the most exciting fights and the most of them in this division, you know, who always puts on exciting performances. Obviously, Ilia does as well, but I think you just have to appreciate Diego Lopez's activity here. You just do. You have to give it to him because this bro wants money, okay? He is the Moicano of 145. He's broke, and he just wants to get to that title as fast as he can, and he's fighting as fast and as often as he can, constantly putting his chin on the line, always having exciting fights. Honestly, I was very shocked that he couldn't finish he couldn't finish Dan Ige or, what's his name? The Eagle, fucking Brian Ortega. He couldn't finish either of them, unfortunately, you know? I do think his finish ability is a bit overrated. His power isn't, but his shot selection and his choices that he makes in the fights to actually get the ground and pound finishes, it's a bit off, you know? It's a bit rough. There's no shame in not being able to finish Brian Ortega. Bro's never been finished by punches before. He's ridiculous. His chin and his recovery and his awareness just to fight and get back on his feet and stay in the fight is insane. You know, he would have knocked out Brian Ortega if he didn't land that second punch. We all know he knocked him out cold and then rocked him again and woke him up. We all know that happened, okay? He would have fell to the canvas and not woke up if it wasn't for that nasty 1-2 that landed. But it doesn't change the fact that this guy is carrying, bro. I love active fighters, man. Like, Ilia is not that inactive, but he's not that active. We're never gonna get champions fighting 2 times a year. Like, we got Ilia beating Volk, taking no damage whatsoever, basically. I mean, he was bloodied up a little, but that's just because he's Volk. He's gonna cut you. He's a nasty little fucker, okay? But you should be more active, Ilia. If you want to move up to lightweight that fast, you should have fought 3 times this year. You should have got Volk and then got with Max sooner. You know, maybe the UFC is just the reason for that. Maybe they're not allowing him to be as active as he wants to be. But I don't know. You know, I don't really believe that because I think he's just very wealthy and he just likes to take his time. You know, he's not itching for money. He's okay with taking his time, and that's okay, man. But you're not winning the most active fighter, and you're not carrying. It's just the truth. Like, Diego Lopez is outshining you in, like, activity. It's just simple as that. This video, I'm valuing activity a lot, you know, so don't get mad, all right? Ilia, obviously the fighter of the year, but I don't know. This logic doesn't make much sense. I know it sounds dumb, but I think you just have to value the activity of fighters because it's so rare. We'll never get a champion fighting 3 times a year. Maybe Diego will stop being as active once he gets the belt, which kind of happens to everybody, but I don't know. I feel like we could see him being very active. just going through contenders if he ever gets the featherweight belt, which I don't think he will. I think Ilya would beat him. I think Ilya would beat everybody in this division. You know, it's going to take a 155er to beat Ilya. Moving on to the lightweight division. All right, this is obviously going to Money Mike. All right, he took a year off. He took 2023 off, and then he came back. Had a very close, not really close, but beat the fuck out of Drew Dober. Just outclassed him with the grappling. Beautiful performance. Very exciting fight. Pretty competitive, but then where his stardom really started, his title run really started at UFC 300, where I picked him as well, okay? Don't get that shit twisted. I've been believing in him since the Drew Dober fight. I picked him against Drew Dober as well, okay? I didn't really know about him in 2023, to be honest, because he was just gone. You know, I didn't really know he existed till now, you know, but he beat the fuck out of Jalen Turner, finished him, embarrassed him, made everybody wrong, because everyone picked Jalen Turner. Everybody, every YouTuber, every fucking UFC fighter making their picks, they all counted out Moicano. But he wants money, okay? He won the fight easily, rode him. That's crazy. Got up his back, destroyed him, finished him like it was nothing, made it look easy. He almost got finished, but we don't talk about that, okay? It didn't happen, all right? And then he goes on, has a masterclass performance against Benoit Saint Denis, implements a perfect game plan. I know you all saw that breakdown of him getting close with the kick, getting the takedown when he was waiting for the kick that Benoit always likes to throw. You know, I know it was a stoppage from a cut, but that was still a TKO, okay? He literally 10-8'd him, or 10-7'd him in the first round. Dude, it was insane. Insane performance. Crazy. He's easily carrying the lightweight division in activity and in exciting fights, okay? If you don't think his grappling is exciting, he uses the grappling to get to ground and pound. That's my favorite kind of grappler, who can dominate with the grappling and then actually land ground and pound if he can't get the sub. Because a lot of grapplers, if they struggle to get the sub, they don't go for ground and pound. They just keep struggling, trying to get the sub over and over. So that's just frustrating to watch. And I love that Moicano is not afraid to go for ground and pound and knows he can finish people with his devastating elbows, bro. He's just so exciting, so funny, such a cool guy. He's going to rant about you to crypto if you ever get to talk to him, no matter what. But you know, just listen, brother. This is important, all right? He's right. You know, we probably should be buying some Bitcoin because the country's trying to fuck us all with money. It's unfortunate. And honorable mention, I don't know, man. I don't care. Give it to Islam. Fuck it. Nah, Islam needs to be more active, man. I wish he was, but it really just feels like he fights once a year. Like, because he'll fight at the beginning of the year, and then he'll skip the whole middle of the year because of Ramadan, and then he'll fight at the end of the year. It sucks. You know, I wish my favorite fighter would be more active, but moving on to the 170, the welterweight division, okay? We got, obviously, Joaquin Buckley, the Buck, big old Buck, okay, obviously. Okay, he's fought 4 times this year, put on barn burners after barn burner, all right? Finished Vicente Luque, made everyone think he was, like, done because he finished him so badly, dude. Shut up, okay? He just rocked him really badly. Vicente didn't quit, okay? He just got rocked and it was hurt and it was scared of dying, okay? And then he finished. No, he didn't finish. Then he took Riza Boyev, a crazy, tall, terrible matchup for Joaquin Buckley, outranged him terribly, and just put on a masterclass with the grappling, dude. And then, obviously, we know what he did. Knocked out Wonderboy badly. The first person to knock out Wonderboy in so long. It was crazy. And yeah, there's not much else to say. Then he came back and dominated Colby Covington for 3 rounds. I do think it would have been closer in the championship rounds, because Colby would outpace him, I think. Even though Joaquin's pace and his cardio is underrated. It's very good. He's ready for 5 rounds. He's ready to be champion. He's going to be champion, okay? I put him in my Dark Horses videos. He's underrated. And yeah, not anymore. He's obviously not underrated anymore, but we've been believing in the Buck for a while here, okay? So I don't want to hear it. You jumping on the train now. You're late, bro. The train left. We lapping you, brother. I do think Bilal would probably beat him, but we'll see, okay? He still could be champion, you know? He can knock out Bilal, even though Bilal has an iron chin and nobody's out-grappling Bilal. I don't know, though, because Bilal's offensive grappling is very good, but we've yet to see it how a very good grappler actually goes against him, like trying to take him down, you know? That doesn't really happen to him that often. I guess Sean Brady was trying to take him down and failed. I don't really remember. That was a while ago. But, yeah, I don't know, you know? We'll see if he gets the belt. It doesn't matter. Even if he loses at his title shot, it doesn't matter, okay? He's still such an exciting fighter. He's staying so active because he needs money, man. It's the truth. He's raising a family. That shit's expensive, man. All right, I love the Buck. He's so active. I kind of hated him after he called out Conor McGregor. That was so dumb of him. But his IQ got better. He got a lot better because now he's making good call outs, making the crowd vote who he wants them to fight. Very good idea. Moving on to the middleweight division, the 185ers, okay? And I'm not doing an honorable mention for 170. I can't think of one. Fuck it. Give it to Bilal because he was so underrated and no one thought he would beat Leon. That one performance deserves him winning that. Even though he's very inactive in that year because he was waiting for his title shot off of Gilbert. Doesn't matter. All right, he still did very good. Now, I've got Nasruddin Imavov, okay? This is a bit of a hard one. I couldn't really pick one because Caio Baralho, man, I don't know. I'm not that impressed with him. I am, but I'm not, okay? This year, the Cannonier fight was very impressive, obviously, but it was very competitive. It was very exciting, obviously, but I don't know. And then you knock out, you take a whole round and knock out, I don't even know his name. I forget right now, but the guy who just fought Bo Nickel. You don't know who, fucking Paul Craig, okay? You take that long to knock out the chinniest fighter in the division. I don't know. I'm just not that impressed with Caio as I was before after reviewing his career again, And now he wants to move up to light heavyweight or something. What's this dude doing, man? Just lock in, all right? Conquer your division. But yeah, you got Nasruddin Imavov getting a bad stoppage off of Cannonier, but I think he would have finished him. Cannonier is very chinny. His recovery is decent, but I don't know. I just think that Nasruddin Imavov, he's been very active, fighting 3 times this year. I think he deserves this, and now he's about to beat Izzy, probably. I could see him beating Izzy. I don't really know my pick on that officially yet. I'll have to think about that for the next month till it happens, but yeah, man, Nasruddin Imavov, I don't like his personality. I think it's cringe as fuck that he always acts so tough and just goes up to the person's face. But, he's still doing good this year. He beat Roman Dolidze, man, by decision. I was very disappointed he didn't finish Roman Dolidze, but still very good. He lost to Sean Strickland, which in hindsight is not that bad of a loss. And then he masterclassed Brendan Allen, just exposing him as the shit boring grappler he low-key is, man. Just Brendan Allen striking so bad. Come on, bro. I picked you, man. Fuck. Let's just move on. I hate 185. If people are saying it's a top division now, dude, it ain't top 3 still. Relax. Okay, I'm not going to talk about these that much longer, these next 2 divisions, because they're obvious, 205, we have Alex Pereira, obviously, saving event after event, finishing everybody dominantly. Not Khalil, obviously, that wasn't as dominant, but, dude, he's putting on fights of the year as champion while staying active. Do you know how insane that is? This dude is crazy. He's on another level at 205. Without that shit weight cut, not being as chinny, he's a destroyer. He's the best 205er we've ever seen. Fuck John Jones, all right? I don't give a fuck, okay? He looks better than John Jones. He probably would beat John Jones. No, he wouldn't. I'm kidding, okay? Just relax, okay? John Jones would beat him. He'd implement the grappling, but dude, if they struck for more than a round, I think Pereira would KO Jones. I don't give a fuck, okay? I think he would. But that's not important. Let's not talk about John Jones. Fucking wife beater, okay? We don't talk about them here. Alex Pereira, the most exciting, active UFC champion right now. I could see the argument why he deserves Fighter of the Year, but I just think Ilya's wins are just so good, you have to give it to him. Because Ilya might never have a year like this again, Yeah, Alex might not as well, but, dude, you have to give it to Ilya. Dude, his wins are just so much better. Yuri is very good, but barely a champion. And then Jamal Hill, very good, but again, barely a champion. They're champions, but Glover, 45-year-old Glover, man, not the best win. I don't know about that one. And then Yuri, getting his ass beat for 5 rounds by Glover and then getting the finish out of nowhere. Again, not the best performance, but they became champions, so I can't disrespect it. Good for them. But yeah, Alex Pereira, easily the 205 Fighter of the Year, carrying that shit on his back, carrying the whole UFC on his back. And then we have the heavyweight division where our interim champion is carrying it like crazy. It's so unfortunate because Tom would have fought 3 times this year and been way more active, had done way more for his career if he wasn't in this dumbass predicament of being denied the belt, being denied a title shot as interim champion, defending interim champion, knocking out Curtis, fucking knocking out Pavlovich. What? Dude, just back-to-back masterclass performances. His speed mixed with his power is just too much. He would finish John Jones in 2 rounds. I don't care, okay? If you really think, Aspinall's not that good of a grappler, just look at his submissions, bro. They're so good and so dominant. Obviously, John Jones would have the light man skill, but he's fat now. I mean, he's not that fat, but he's fatter now. He's not that fast. He doesn't have as much movement. He's not as quick, and his reaction time is terrible. I think John Jones would get knocked the fuck out by Tom Aspinall. And yeah, you just got to give it to Tom Aspinall because there's not many people doing anything in heavyweight. No one's active. No one's really doing shit. Shit division. Easily the worst division in the UFC. But I love Tom Aspinall still. I feel bad for him. He doesn't really have much to do in his career. He can't move down. He can't move up, obviously. He's out of weight classes. So, and yeah, he basically has already beat everyone in the rankings. So, he's fucked once he becomes champ. He better get this John Jones fight because it's going to be the biggest fight of his career. The biggest payout he'll ever get, probably. Unfortunately, he deserves better. But yeah, that's the video, boys. The most active fighters, the most dominant fighters, the most fun to watch fighters carrying the UFC on their backs right now. They deserve this recognition for Christmas, okay? I hope they all have good Christmases. I hope you all do too. I'll see you guys in the next one.